Have you ever struggled with saving money because your income is low? Have you thought that saving would be easier if you were earning more? What if I tell you that you can save good money without the big paycheck? Hi, welcome to Grayson Finance. Today, I'm gonna tell you 7 ways to save money on a budget. Number 1. Prioritize needs over wants. One thing that you should always keep in mind when wanting to save, especially when you have a low income, is that needs should always go first before anything else. Diligence is key with money saving with a small paycheck. If your old iPhone still works perfectly well, then you don't need a new iPhone upgrade. You don't need to splurge on a fashion buy when you have plenty of good enough clothes in your closet. While a new shirt and iPhone purchase will make you feel good, it is an unnecessary purchase and only hinders you from saving good money. A need is something that you require as basics for survival. This will include food, shelter, clothing, and essential transportation. The need category should always be prioritized over the wants. And even if you do buy something that you want, take enough calculations first on your expected savings before buying anything. For example, your goal is to save up to $2,000. If you've already achieved that goal, then you can allow yourself to buy something that you want. This way, you get to learn how to set up financial goals and how to determine needs and wants, making sure that you only purchase the needs before allowing yourself to indulge in buying something that you want. Number 2. Avoid getting debt. Having debts means you will have monthly repayments. Having monthly repayments means that instead of saving money, an extra expense called debt will be occupying the space meant for saving. One thing that you should be most concerned about is repayment is more expensive than the actual amount of money that you borrowed. This is because of interest. Interest is typically 3% to 5% of your money being added to your monthly repayment. While this may seem just a small percentage of your money, when collectively added with your total dollar value, it becomes one big amount that you wish you just saved instead of paid for. It all gets worse on credit card debts. While an average percent of interest on debt is only 3 to 5%, credit card debt interest is 17.65%, which is extremely expensive. If you're maintaining an amount of $6,348 as your average debt balance in a year, that means you will pay $1,120 annually. When you have a low income, this amount is big money. And so, if you want to save your money, you need to really avoid debt. Number 3. Reduce the cost of your housing. The cost of your housing will be the biggest expense you will pay every month, regardless of whether you own or rent your place. This expense may be the largest, but it also offers big opportunities to be cut down. Reductions on the biggest expense will allow saving more money even when your income is still low. There are quite a few ways to reduce the cost of your housing. For example, if you own a house, you can always do simple money-saving habits like turning off the lights and the faucet when it's not in use, taking quicker bath times to conserve water, and not letting the fridge open for a long time. House habits like these save money annually or monthly, even when they're so simple. If you think that's not enough, then you can always rent out one of your rooms. This can help you make an extra few $100 every month for saving. On the other hand, if you rent a place, you can move to somewhere cheaper, maybe rent a room in a house or co-share an apartment instead of living in an apartment alone. If by chance you can't do that, you can always offer your services in exchange for a small amount of money subtracted from your house renting cost. These services can be fixing anything broken that your skills allow you to, giving expert advice on something, and many more services that you can offer. Collectively, the amount you can save from exchanging services with a small amount of money off on rent will be thousands of dollars annually, giving you more money to save in your savings account. Number 4. Put a limit on how much you indulge yourself in entertainment. Eating out all the time, seeing all the latest movies that interest you, going to the bar after work, and other entertainment purchases can take up a huge amount of your budget. So think first before you indulge in any of these entertainment purchases. Entertainment can be done in other ways, not in expensive ways like staying at the bar several hours a night and spending hundreds of dollars while you're there. You can always brainstorm for more affordable entertainment. For example, hosting dinners and cooking for your friends at your house rather than booking yourselves in expensive restaurants. You can also host sleepovers watching Netflix movies with some homemade movie snacks or a bag of chips. Keep in mind that you can always have fun without spending so much money compromising your money saving. Number 5. Go grocery shopping wisely. On average, an American household spends $1,000 monthly on groceries. That amount makes it occupy one of the major parts of monthly budget allocation. But what if I tell you that you can save as much as half of that amount? You should definitely try planning your meals ahead. Meal planning ensures that you just buy enough food that you will need for the month, having no food to waste. On average, Americans waste 1 pound of food every day. With meal planning, you can avoid wasting food and save a big amount of money from food expenses. As an added tip, you can also reduce the amount of meat that you eat. Meat is expensive. In fact, it is probably one of the most expensive purchases on your shopping list. If you reduce the amount of meat that you buy, you can save quite a lot of money collectively every month. To maximize all your efforts, whenever you go grocery shopping, bring only the cash budgeted beforehand. This way, you can strictly spend the exact amount you allocated for grocery shopping. Number 6. ZeroSum Budgeting. ZeroSum Budgeting is spending every single dollar you make. I know it sounds absurd, but hear me out first. In ZeroSum Budgeting, you allocate every last bit of your money on necessary expenses like rent, transportation, and groceries. But with this budgeting method, you will also allocate a budget for saving as an inclusion with the necessities. That means, if you earn $2,500 a month, you will divide that amount into rent, transportation, groceries, and savings. This will be very effective to boost your savings if you strictly impose this type of budgeting, as you are forced to allocate money for savings every month. Number 7. Automated deductions for savings. In essence, what these automated deductions do is every paycheck, a fraction of your income should go directly to a savings account instead of having the full amount of your income transferred to your checking account completely. First, you can have 10% automated deductions, but if you see that you can do better than that, you can always increase that number over time. This technique will strictly impose savings as part of the budget. Thus, this saving technique can go along with the zero-sum budget. With zero-sum budget and automated deductions going hand in hand to strictly implement savings as part of your budget, a bigger amount of savings will be guaranteed on your savings account, even with a low income. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to press like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to keep you updated on new helpful videos.